I've had a lot of people asking me what I thought about Stalker 2, the new trailer, the new screenshots, should it be like Anomaly, Gamma, what guns I'd like to see and so on. And I know I have a channel mainly focused on the Stalker games, so it's kinda weird that I never talked about Stalker 2 yet, and I'm aware of this, but people kept asking, so I guess today is the day. Let me explain my reasoning first. You know when you hear about this video game or this book that you love is gonna be made into a movie or a TV show, and you're kinda excited but scared at the same time because you know you'll probably be disappointed by the result. On one hand you're very happy it's getting more mainstream recognition, but on the other hand you're scared they're gonna f it up. Or actually a better example. Take something, let's say a movie that you absolutely loved as a kid, that you literally grew up with, watched 1,000 times, and this movie now, deep inside, is a little piece of the puzzle of the person you are today, and 10 years later they announce they're gonna make a remake out of it. I generally tend to avoid these things, because I know I'm gonna be disappointed. And I don't blame the people making the remake. They might do a great job, it might be a great movie. But for me, this was not just a movie anymore. It's a memory, a feeling, a nostalgia of happier and simpler times, and no remake, as good as it could be, will come close to what this movie is for me now. And I know I will be disappointed, no matter what happens. Anyways, I think my point is, life is easier and happier when you have lower expectations, I guess, or something like that. And unfortunately, I have crazy high expectations. So I try to keep a lid on everything and not pump myself and hype myself too much, because I know I'm gonna play Stalker 2 on release, I know I'm expecting a lot from it, so the more I can not get hype, the better. And that's the main reason I never talked about it so far. I saw a couple articles and videos here and there, but never dug too deep into it. Maybe it's a way to protect myself a little bit. My second point, sorry, this was only my first point, but I like to be surprised, and I don't like to talk about things I have no idea about. I don't like to guess, try to predict the future, or make content out of thin air. So all the conversation about, oh, you think the devs are influenced by Anomaly? You think Stalker 2 is gonna be like Gamma? Do you think the crafting system, blah blah blah? I don't care. I don't even want to think about it, because again, it's even morphing to set you up to start making a wish list in your head that's probably never gonna happen, and be even more disappointed in the end. I trust the devs, I trust their vision, and the day Stalker 2 comes out, I want to launch the game and start playing with as little information as I can. That's the reason I love reviewing mods on this channel. I love jumping into something, knowing as little as I can about it, and just discover by myself, have a little bit of wonder and adventure. So no, I don't care about the HUD, the guns, the crafting systems, is this faction gonna be that or what? We'll see, that's the fun part, don't spoil it for yourself. At least that's my point of view. I completely understand some people will disagree, I completely understand people loving to talk for hours about everything the game could be or should be, but personally, I'm on the opposite side of that spectrum. So here it is, that's the reason I haven't talked about Stalker 2 on this channel so far. So anyways, let's talk about it now, at least a little bit. At least, let's talk about what I think is worth mentioning. Right now the game is set to release at the end of the year, end of 2023. It was originally planned to be released in April 2022, but you guys don't live under a rock, so I'm sure you know what's happening in Ukraine right now. The studio was based in Kiev and had to relocate to Prague, and development was understandably delayed. To be fair, I doubt the game will release in 2023, and I think it's a very optimistic deadline, considering everything that happened, but personally I don't care. They can take all the time they need to do it right. We've been waiting more than a decade for a sequel, so it's not like we're in a rush or something. Another reason for the delay is probably the change of engine, as they decided to move to Unreal Engine 5 during the development, so Stalker 2 will run with all the latest bells and whistles. Looking at the latest trailers, it feels a bit weird seeing Stalker on Unreal Engine. I guess it's more my nostalgia and being used to play so much on the old X-Ray engine that makes me say this, but it's so strange to see Stalker looking this good. I'm not gonna say I miss the jankiness of the old engine, I'm more wondering, how am I supposed to run this game now? My potato computer is overheating just watching the trailer, so I'm really worried about performance. I guess having to play with the lowest settings and an atrocious frame rate will stay true to the real Stalker experience. But honestly at this point it's only wild guesses. What's important is that the game looked great, the atmosphere, the art direction and immersion seems on point, the anomalies actually look amazing, and how they interact with the environment is super impressive. Actually that's one of my favorite things so far. I can't wait to go artifact hunting and get blown up by sick looking anomalies. The game is gonna be a real open world this time, no more different chunks of maps with access points between them. I'm actually really curious how they're gonna manage the different transition, and especially how it's gonna relate to the plot and story, how actually free you're gonna be able to roam the zone. Right now I'm just excited to see old locations being redone, as the Little Whistle looks really good. I think the new upgraded A-Life is gonna be an extremely important thing in making Stalker feels like Stalker, so how the life in the zone is simulated, all the interaction with Stalkers, different factions, mutants, emissions, what makes the zone feel alive pretty much. We don't know much about it right now, but I hope they really focus on this aspect. It's like a very important one, at least in my opinion, and I hope they try to do something ambitious. To be fair, the gunplay looks very generic. I'm not gonna say Call of Duty-like, but it has like a smoothness, a slickiness that worries me a little bit. It doesn't feel like grounded and immersive, but as I said before, like I don't like making too many assumptions, so I guess time will tell. I'm not gonna go too deep into all the details of the plot so far and everything we've seen in the trailers. If you want to overanalyze every details, Anomalous Dogot did a very good video on it recently. But let's just say it looks very intriguing and mysterious, so I'm pretty excited to discover what they make with the new story. But to conclude, I think we can talk about one of the most important things, or at least what makes me hopeful no matter how good or bad the game is in the end. The devs said that the game will be fully open to modders from day one, and knowing the whole story of the Stalker series, this is the most important thing to me. We have an amazing community of super dedicated people, so even though I'm trying not to get too hyped about the game, not to get disappointed if it turns out not so great, I'm actually super excited about the modding part. Because worst case scenario, we have a new updated Stalker and we can start building on top of it whatever experience we want. So I guess everybody wins no matter what. In the end, the modding aspect to me is the most important part of this community. So if the devs sticks to their guns and actually make modding easy and accessible, I'm not worried at all and I'm super excited about this new release. So here you go, that's my thoughts on Stalker 2 so far. I don't know if I'm ever gonna talk about it until release, but we'll see.